So basically, like for this problem, so this person is driving at an average speed of 15 miles per hour, or he drives for 15 miles at an average speed of 30 miles per hour. So basically for this question, again, this is like a distance, rate, and time problem. So for these kinds of questions, you always want to like use the equation like distance equals rate times time. So we want to know, like, we want his average speed to be 50 miles per hour. So let's say he needs to drive like an additional let's say this guy like Qiang needs to drive an additional like X miles, let's say, in order to achieve an average speed of 50 miles per hour. Then like the idea is you would, in order to find the, like, we know distance equals rate times time. So we know that rate is equal to distance over time. So if he travels an average speed of 50 miles per hour for the entire trip, we know that the rate is going to be 50. And the distance he's going to travel, he first travels 15 miles at the beginning, right? That's what the problem told us. And then let's say he drives another X miles. So his total distance traveled is going to be 15 plus X. And now we can calculate what is the time it took him to travel that distance. So in the first sentence, we're given that Qiang drives 15 miles at an average speed of 30 miles per hour. So that tells us that the time it took him to drive that much is going to be 15 divided by 30, right? Because 15 represents the distance and 30 represents the speed. So 15 divided by 30 represents the time. And in the second portion of the trip, he's going to drive at 55 miles per hour, and he's going to drive for X miles. So the time it's going to take him in that case is going to be X over 55. So we just basically need to solve for X in this equation now. We need 50 to equal 15 plus X divided by 15 over 30 plus X over 55. And now we just kind of have to solve this equation. So if you were to simplify the equation, you would have 15 plus X divided by 1/2 plus X over 55. So if you were to multiply both sides by 1/2 plus X over 55, you would have 50 times 1/2 plus X over 55. And this has to equal 15 plus X. So if you were to distribute the 50, you would have 25 plus 50X over 55, which is 10X over 11. And this would have to equal 15 plus X. So if you were to subtract 15 on both sides, subtract 10X over 11 on both sides, we would get 10 is equal to X over 11. So if you were to multiply both sides by 11, you get that X is equal to 110 miles. And we go back to our answer choices and we find that's going to be choice D. And that's our answer.